Hello, my friend. This is Greg Hennett bringing you more Water from the Rock. Today's message is titled, God's Secret Service. One of our nation's most valued agencies is the Secret Service. The Secret Service is a division of the Treasury Department, perhaps suggesting it was designed originally to serve our national treasures or to protect the things we treasure most. The Treasury Department, is responsible for issuing and maintaining our currency. Surprisingly, I see a parallel between what Secret Service agents do for our nation's VIPs, or very important persons, such as presidents, vice presidents, their families, presidential candidates, and key congressional leaders, and what heaven does for God's VIPs. And just who are God's very important persons? God's VIPs are not every person. They're not every Christian or every pastor. They're not every churchgoer, nor are they even every born-again Christian. Yes, your ears are not deceiving you. I said that they are not every born-again Christian. Then just who are our VIPs? Who qualifies to be covered by the awesome protection of heaven's Secret Service? Well, Psalm 91 spells it out for us. Its language is unmistakably clear. He who dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High is what this psalm tells us, referring to those who dwell or live in the presence of God. That's verse 1. This is precisely what Jesus described when he taught us to go into thy closet, or private room, or chamber, or shed. And when thou hast shut thy door, pray to thy Father who is in secret. And thy Father who seeth in secret shall reward thee openly. Matthew 6, verse 6. So, God's Secret Service protects his secret seekers. I'll say that again for you, my friend. God's Secret Service protects God's secret seekers. But since dwelleth means live or make one's home in, not merely visit, this further narrows the meaning to one who seeks God very regularly, not infrequently, with constancy, not sporadically or once in a great while, as a scheduled habit, not a whim or rare religious impulse. Psalm 91 confirms this by describing God's specially protected ones as those who have made their Lord their habitation, meaning residence, private dwelling, or home address. Is this your home address? Private Bible reading, prayer, thanksgiving, praise, and worship in God's presence every day? In this world, you live in your home, not once or twice a week, but every day. And you go out from it, and you return to it habitually. Does this natural home life describe your spiritual life, your private, intimate fellowship with Christ in his secret place? Do you return to him as often as you return to your bed, easy chair, den, or kitchen? Are you self-trained to do so without even considering leaving off this spiritual lover's tryst? Now, don't rush your answer, my friend. Think about it, because you must get this right. If God's presence is not your residence, you don't qualify for his Secret Service covering, which leaves you exposed and unprotected, or only partially protected in this dangerous, cruel, violent, satanically ruled, demon-filled environment we call the world. But there's more. The protected one Psalm 91 describes also has set or fixed his love upon me, says God. Verse 14. Which means one loves God above every other love, and shows this profound affection by putting his will first in every decision. Do you love God more than you love anything else? Pleasure, money, consumer goods, sports, politics, entertainments? Your tests will reveal the truth. When you can't have both, God's will and these other loves, which do you choose? That's where your love is set and becoming more fixed every day. One translation renders this, because he holds fast to me in love. That's verse 14 in the English Standard Version. Are you holding tightly to your private fellowship with Jesus? Or are you rarely in touch with him, visiting him only when you need his help in some desperate problem, and then only after you have tried to get help from every other kind of human counselor or resource? Again, think about this, because if Psalm 91's inspired statements, which we've just discussed, don't describe you, you don't qualify for God's Secret Service covering. But what if it does? What if you are not only a born-again Christian, but also a secret seeker, a deeply committed God-dweller, a genuine kingdom-first God-lover? Then you qualify. You are one of heaven's VIPs. And the benefits of God's Secret Service specified in Psalm 91 are yours. And they are truly wondrous. Let's examine them in detail. Now, bear in mind, God's Secret Service was in place long before ours, so he didn't copy our procedures. Yet, surprisingly, many of the practices of our Secret Service parallel his. For instance, our nation's Secret Servicemen or women take an oath or a charge to protect those who, due to their office, we hold in high esteem, our presidents, vice presidents, and visiting foreign heads of state. So they're sworn and commissioned to do their duty. God's Secret Service agents are also sworn to protect those he esteems most. He shall give his angels charge over thee, verse 11, or he will order his angels to protect you wherever you go. This text reveals the heavenly agents covering us are angels, heavenly beings with supernatural knowledge, powers, and mobility, who are individually created and personally known by God, who assigns them a personal detail or official duty to accompany and protect qualifying redeemed ones. Are they not all ministering spirits sent out to render service for the sake of those who will inherit salvation, says Hebrews 1:14. Our Secret Service agents watch or guard their VIPs. Trained to watch for dangerous situations and people and to assess risk, they survey everything around their VIP to ensure a safe environment. God's angels also keep thee, or watch and guard thee, verse 11. Everything we see, they have already seen and assessed, all to keep us safe and secure. Our Secret Service agents travel. Wherever their VIP goes, they go. God's angels also travel, guarding or keeping us, quote, in all thy ways, end quote, or in all our circumstances and settings, verse 11. We cannot go anywhere on earth, in dangerous cities, steaming jungles, frigid mountaintops, rushing highways, soaring jetliners, remote deserts, the high seas, or crowded streets, where they are not present with us. Our Secret Service agents are invisible to the untrained public eye. Though they surround their VIP, they do not draw attention to themselves, and thus, while present, are invisible to most of us. Similarly, God's angels cannot be seen with the natural eye, but only with the eye of faith, which accepts God's inviolable word as the, quote, evidence of the things not seen, end quote, Hebrews 11, verse 1. Psalm 91 is our evidence, enabling us to see, spiritually speaking, God's invisible agents. Our Secret Service agents research everyone who visits their VIP, again, to assess any possible additional or unusual dangers their visit may pose. Similarly, God's angels know those we are about to encounter, and if we stay close to Christ and surrender to His Spirit, they will alert us with messages, signs, or other indicators, sometimes subtle, sometimes obvious, that danger lies ahead. At the first sign of violence, our nation's Secret Service agents physically detained their VIPs and rushed them out of harm's way. When we are caught suddenly in violent or dangerous situations, God's angels, without our awareness, actually take hold of us, including at times our cars, planes, trains, taxis, residences, or buildings, and they guide us through to safety. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Verse 12. Many a time they have kept you from or even in a deadly accident or assault. This explains why Jesus' fellow Nazarenes intended to throw him off a high precipice to his death. Jesus instead passed through the midst of them safely to continue his Father's business. As the ultimate secret seeker, Jesus had many of God's agents on duty around him day and night. When gunshots are directed at their VIP, our Secret Service agents have been known to intervene physically and take the bullets themselves. In March 1981, Agent Timothy McCarthy did this to save President Ronald Reagan's life. I wonder how many times God's angels have intervened to save you or me from a violent assault, deadly auto accident, or some other injurious or deadly physical danger. Our Secret Service agents protect not only VIPs, but also their homes and offices. God's agents do the same. Psalm 91 assures us no evil or plague will, quote, come near thy dwelling, end quote, verse 10. How sweet, how comforting it is to know that God's agents watch your house, your rented room, your apartment, your townhouse, your farm, your condominium, your estate, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That, my friend, is a heavenly security system that no earthly security can match. Our nation's Secret Service agents even read the mail of their VIPs to screen it for potentially threatening messages or deadly substances. God's angels also read our mail and help us easily identify when scammers, spammers, or other frauds call, text, or email us, or show up at our door. Have we learned to heed their quiet but persistent prompts that something's not right here, or this sounds odd? My friend, listen to your angelic agents, learn from them, and live safe and well. What a protected life! What a VIP life! And you can live it if you will only live by the conditions set before us so clearly in Psalm 91. Be one of heaven's VIPs. Be a secret seeker, not merely a public worshiper. Be a committed, kingdom-first God lover. Love nothing and no one more than Him. And prove it by your actual life decisions in your divinely arranged tests. Be a committed God dweller. Make this your spiritual home address. Private Bible reading, prayer, thanksgiving, songs of praise and worship in God's presence daily. Then reflect on, rest in, and rejoice over this thought. God's Secret Service is on the job, but without sunglasses, business suits, or ear mics. Well, that's all for today, my friend. For more information about my books, courses, teaching videos, and devotional messages, please visit us at GregHinnantMinistries.org. That is GregHinnant Ministries.org. And also at Greg Hinnant on Facebook. And may Jesus richly bless you. Maranatha, He comes.